Welcome back. This is Molly, and thank you so much for joining me in this space as I share with you some very powerful messages that are coming through right now about karma and quantum field navigation. And I hope that this is information that supports you and assists you with anything you might be going through at this time. Now, I do need to start by saying I was in the middle of doing things here in my house. I have a long to-do list that I am making my way through, a lot of things that just need to be taken care of. And all of a sudden I got this download and it came through with such joy, such happiness. I mean, it just created all this uplifting energy in my space that it felt so empowering. And I wanted to share that with you because that is a powerful energy signature that we feel when we've completed certain energies, certain karma, certain cycles. There are things that we feel and it seems to come out of the blue, but it's also confirmation of your own energy speaking to you. It's also an affirmation of your power and how you are a powerful creator of energy on the planet. In fact, where you're located physically is where you are activating and working with powerful energies, where you may be transmuting and working through some things at a very deep level. And then once you do that work, there is a very quick elevation. And as I say that, they're showing me the image of an elevator that all of a sudden like blasts up to the 88th floor of a building. And right there, right? 88, the power of 88, that number is important. And it's bringing me to the energy of the Lionsgate portal, being that 88 Lionsgate portal. It's also showing me the energy of infinity that's connected with the number 8 as energy moves in various cycles and circles and is a continuous stream of flow. So there's energy here that we are powerfully transmuting. There's energy that we're powerfully moving through. And they're showing me this as a very quick cycle right now, where there are energies coming through that perhaps you agreed to work on or work through in this lifetime. Perhaps it's very karmic for you. Perhaps it runs very deep. It could even be, and it often is, energies that we're comfortable in. There's something about it being a known quantity, something that you just naturally connect with or move through. It could feel very familiar. They're showing me that as we are completing cycles here, and this is individual for you, it's individual for your own soul growth in this lifetime, the karma you've been through in previous lifetimes, the lessons and energies that you're healing and working through. They're saying that as we move through these energetic cycles and we make decisions and choices with our free will and from a sense of empowerment, that the energy changeover happens quickly, that things are happening at a much faster speed and faster rate. And as I'm talking, I am moving my hands wildly right now. That's part of how I'm feeling the energy. And it's also why I do not do these messages on video. I've mentioned before how video is actually something that can distract me at times from my intuition. So that's why these are audio messages so that I can focus in on what's coming through. But I wanted to share with you that my arms are moving with these energies. It's like a circling, a spinning. It's moving very fast. And that's part of how we are navigating through the acceleration of energies on this planet. Now, there can be energies coming up for you that can feel quite significant, quite karmic, quite familiar, what I've just mentioned. And part of what we are moving through are these really beautiful soul advancements of setting ourselves free, of moving out of known entities, known cycles, known karmic patterns, because you have connected to a higher level of your own consciousness that also can tap into your soul's wisdom in previous lifetimes. And this can be something that shows you information or answers, that gives you an understanding of potentials and outcomes, that connects you to more of your own higher wisdom at this time. And we are able to close out certain energies and cycles for our best and highest good. That's also meant to be for everyone's best and highest good. So they're showing me the energy that looks like it's at the top of a pyramid. And it's like when you're at the top of a point, it's really at this high peak of energy, and your intention is for the best and highest good of everyone involved. That energy can trickle down and affect everyone involved in a situation, in a dynamic. I'm seeing this in a workplace, in a family, whatever it might be for you. When you have that intention, it's not that your energy is necessarily higher or better than others. It's that you're going up to a higher energetic point where your intention is meant to be for the best and greatest good of all involved, including yourself, including anyone or everyone connected to a particular karmic cycle or karmic energy imprint. It's also meant to be something that you intentionally infuse in the dynamic. And I'm seeing it as part of sacred geometry. I'm seeing it as accessing an energy point. Let's say, again, that peak of the pyramid or the highest point of a triangle. And then the energy is infused throughout everything that connects within that same energy vessel. It infuses all of that sacred geometry. So this is meant to be a visualization to help you see how energetics are working right now and how quickly they are working, how fast they are moving through. And they're showing me too this energy through sacred geometry. And instead of it only being a trickle effect, it's almost like the energy enters into the sacred geometry. It accelerates quickly. It moves through all points, all circles, all activations within the sacred geometry, and it's like it infuses it quickly. So I trust that this is landing, but that's basically how I'm seeing it, as a very fast infusion of energy. And they're saying that some of these sacred geometry vessels are deeply embedded with a lot of karma. And think of it as a fresh wave of energy coming through, and it purges out old energies. It purges out what is no longer true for you. It is a release mechanism. It's a flooding of new energies coming in to flush out that karma or whatever has been stuck, stagnant, on repeat, slow, whatever the case may be for you. So they're saying that it's really important to work with sacred geometry. And in fact, sacred geometry is a recreation of light codes from other places in the galaxy. And it's how our minds can conceptualize things. The higher we go up into various dimensions, the more formless energy becomes. It becomes something that isn't in a shape, isn't in a form. So part of how the human mind is designed to receive information is through light codes and sacred geometry. And they're saying that actually this has been further transmuted into what we know as the alphabet. The alphabet being shapes, and then we've assigned sounds and meaning to each letter of the alphabet. And of course, there are different alphabets across different languages and different alphabets that have been used for various means across different civilizations' existence. And so all of that is part of how we've learned to ground in and understand light codes. It's also how we've learned to recognize sacred geometry. And then they're showing that it's also part of how our minds can translate energies, but we're meant to also translate energies intuitively and energetically, and that's part of what we're learning. So they're showing me the sacred geometry and how it exists in multiple forms, in multiple means. Yes, the alphabet is also connected to this form of communication, and as it goes higher up into these other dimensions, it loses its form. And so I'm slowing down here because I'm seeing how the energy moves up into the ninth dimension. They're showing me too that there are multiple beings who actually exist in these higher dimensions. That's where they communicate and work with energies, and it's harder for them to come down to the third dimension. So part of humanity's ascension is us going higher. We're very familiar by now with the fifth dimension, seventh dimension, and beyond, and that this is how we are learning to elevate our energy, elevate our communication, and that we have to go higher because it's actually really difficult for these beings to go too low. Like they can't really connect with the density of the third dimension. So there's energies here that connect effortlessly, and then there's energies that we have to continually activate and flow with. So getting back to this image of sacred geometry that's being infused with new energies flowing through and flowing in, what we have the potential to clear out are these karmic imprints, these karmic energies, the karmic soul contracts, the karmic healing, the karmic lessons that are not only in our energy. I'm seeing it actually at a cellular level. In fact, our cells are based on sacred geometry. Our cells hold a lot of this energy, of this density that we are being guided to infuse with new energy in order to support your healing, your intuitive development, your spiritual growth. Anything that the body is holding. And it's like this density that is actually really comfortable for the body. And that is also why body work and energy work are important at this time and will continue to be important in the years ahead because of how it releases density that you're holding, and that density is in fact connected even to karmic energies that you're holding. So it's all related, and the body being the physical vessel of energy that it is, it's important to stay aware of what parts of your body require attention and healing, because that's also where you are letting go of anything that you're no longer meant to be traveling with, that you're no longer meant to be holding or embodying. So their energies are supporting this beautiful purge and detox of karma and lesser energies held in the physical body that you've probably been working with already, but they're showing me how quickly it's moving through, how quickly we are accelerating in these energies, and that the body can be releasing energies even more quickly as a result. And this can help with setting you free, moving forward, feeling lighter, feeling that you have deeply shifted and grown, and the list goes on. So this is important to trust for yourself and to trust any guidance you're receiving around how to support your physical body at this time. The body is releasing karma. And this is important to understand because at a cellular level, your cells can be very comfortable with certain karma. And this is not as if karma is bad and good. It's simply the unfinished energies or the attachments that you're still holding that you have a choice to clear out and complete and to actively work with. So the karma can be beneficial, meaning it can be energies that you have developed and worked with across multiple lifetimes. And these are energies that are supporting you, that's calling in or bringing forth unfinished energies that are supportive for you, that are helping you in this way. But if there's energy that is sinking you, emotionally sinking you in some capacity, that could be a clue that you're ready to work with it at a cellular level. Because I'm being shown how powerful the human body is in what we bring in and attract, as well as what we repel and push out, because it's working with us at a cellular level. So understanding the power of your cells is very important right now, as it could be revealing to you the habits, patterns, or routines that you've been unconsciously locked into. But if you do various forms of body work or physical work or energy work on the body, it will transmute and change that. And they're saying this is really important as part of our ongoing spiritual self-care and our spiritual hygiene, energetic hygiene, where you're aware that, okay, certain things are being brought into my awareness or brought into my life, and you could feel like it's because your cells are magnetizing in something for you to see and then to make a choice about. Do I want this in my life? Do I want this in my energy? Does this feel empowering? And it seems like what we're understanding is how we don't have to be locked into things that maybe we thought we had obligations to, or that we thought, oh, I should stay the course with this, or oh, I should definitely follow through with this, or I'm not sure what to do, and so I'm just going to let it be. But part of rising in our spiritual power in this lifetime is being very clear in your energies and being very aware of what needs to end for your best and highest good. And that doesn't mean those endings are easy. That doesn't mean that closing out those soul contracts brings you immediate peace or closure. There could be things tied to it that you have to energetically clear. And that's why it is important to continually bring any karma, soul contracts, anything unfinished to the quantum field. The quantum field is basically the 0 point of new creation where anything is possible. It's a miracle matrix. It's a matrix of miracles. It's where energies can be beautifully cleared out and then recreated in a whole new form. So this would be something to actively work with. And I'm seeing this in a few ways. I'm seeing this as energy that you bring into what you visualize as the quantum field to clear it out. And you could even feel this happening quickly. Again, there's an acceleration of planets, acceleration of energies right now, where something that previously took you 2 years to work through, manage, and navigate now takes you 1 week. And that's because of how fast, again, the energies are moving, but it's also about the increase in our consciousness that can connect with these acceleration of energies. So this could be a new habit or something that you go to for problem solving, or anything that feels heavy, dense, intense, emotional. If you take it to the quantum field, it will clear it out. But it's interesting because the quantum field clears out your ego, clears out your shoulds, clears out your expectations. The quantum field will remove anything that you're overly attached to. And as you work with this, it could be jolting. It could be uncomfortable. You could say, well, wait, I was clearing out this. How come this had to go too? And it's because it was attached. It was energetically attached to something. Again, this is also going to clear out anything that the ego is overly attached to. This includes your mind. This includes anything that you have been heavily focused on or invested in that is attached but is not for your best and highest good, or is somehow connected to your own unconscious cycles. And the universe is saying this all has to go. This all needs to be cleared out because it's actually all connected. So when you take something to that quantum field, you're going to see what is connected that could surprise you. And I'm even seeing that for some people, it could feel like a sinkhole of energy opens up. And I know that doesn't necessarily feel positive or uplifting at first, but it could show where the energy all has to go. So these can be very significant practices. This could be very revealing in what you're ready to release. And you didn't realize that it was connected to all these other components. So it's important to understand that it could be a process that you're moving through. You're having to trust a process here, a process of what is clearing out that might be bigger than you expected. It could even be something that you feel as a temporary setback, almost like one step back and then two steps forward. But I'm seeing it actually as, even if it feels like one step back, there could then be this leapfrog energy that takes it forward. So it's an interesting dance here of basically not believing everything your mind perceives, meaning the energetics can be hard for the mind to understand because we want to perhaps compartmentalize and put everything in its place, organize it. We're looking for a deeper understanding. So when you take something to the quantum field to be energetically transmuted, purged, cleared out, you're doing it for your own best and highest good. Very important to hold that intention. Also, you can include that intention of this is for the best and highest good of everyone involved. That can also be something key that you hold and you add in. That is also a removal of your ego. That's also removing how something might benefit you or how it's working out for only you. That isn't how it works energetically in the higher realms. And that is part of what our human selves are learning. That's part even of this altruism that you can tap into of, okay, I'm going to remain detached, allow this to play out based on the energetics that are involved, but also understand that this is happening for my best and highest good. And I also want to insert an intention of the best and highest good for everyone involved. The universe loves that. The universe loves that openness, that trust, that faith. The universe just goes ding, 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 ding. It's like being in a video game and you just won all these bonus points. The universe loves that intention because not only does it open up energies for you, but then you're accessing again. I feel it as this miracle matrix of energies that you wouldn't otherwise tap into or know. So this is, of course, something to work with in your own life, in your own world. You could start with something that's troubling you. Maybe there's something that has been bothering you at work. Maybe there is someone difficult, that we perceive as difficult, an employee, a coworker, a boss, a manager, someone who just really gets to you and you're looking for ways to navigate through the environment and the relationship. Well, what you could do is visualize that energy of your own experience, which is often subjective. So keep that in mind. This is your own subjective experience of the energies, but your intention is to put it into the quantum field to allow the energy to shift and change. And that can unfold in unlimited ways. That can even be something that simply shifts and changes within you, where you're no longer annoyed or irritated by that individual. You could feel the shift happen within you, even at a cellular level. You could feel it happen within your emotional body. You could feel it shift within your ego, your mind. Anything and everything is possible in shifting here when you actively work with this type of practice. And it can be something that you regularly use. You regularly looking at what you're ready to shift and evolve. And this can be within yourself. Okay, these can be some parts of your own energy that you really don't like about yourself, or you want to evolve, or you haven't known what to do with. There can be things, let's say being impulsive, right? Having impulse issues where you don't have enough impulse control. Maybe the energy is reckless, or you give in to temptation, or you don't know when to say when. There's this energy that can be exaggerated where you don't just eat one cookie, you eat the whole bag. So there can be energies here that you're looking to moderate or to understand. All of this is possible with the universe. The universe is happy to support us in these parts of our self-awareness. And this can be something, again, that you bring into the quantum field. It's interesting because as I say that with this example, I'm now getting the image of a monk. I'm getting the image of going into a type of energetic solitude where there can be now discipline and a new steadfast energy that comes in to moderate something, but it's also peaceful. So this was just one example, but understand that you can do this with any parts of yourself, of your life, your experience that you are wishing to elevate and change for the best and highest good. These can also be parts of your life that have been on repeat and you don't know what to do. You're like, how does this ever change? How do I shift this? How do I move away from this? It could be an energy. I'm feeling it as a very dense cellular vibration, like it's been embedded in you for lifetimes over lifetimes. This could be a poverty consciousness. This could be struggling to make a living, which I feel is being related to struggling to survive on this planet, where there could be some deeper soul experiences and spiritual lessons here around what you're learning is necessary on this planet, especially if you're a starseed and this planet feels so foreign to your normal frequency or your natural state. It's sort of like there could be things here that you've gone through on a loop lifetime after lifetime and you're ready to be free from it. So you'd want to then take that energy, the truth of that energy, by the way. In fact, what I'm seeing about taking energy into the quantum field is that it has to be honest and true. It's sort of like you can't put on a costume, you can't play charades, you can't tell lies or make up some kind of false narrative about something that you take to the quantum field. Because it's pure energy, it's really only about the truth of something. So this is where we take responsibility for ourselves and our actions. We take responsibility for our belief systems. And you're just very honest with yourself in stating that there's things you would like to shift and evolve now. Show me how to do that. I am open. I am willing. And when you take it into the quantum field here, there's things that then will play out that could seem very big, that could seem unrelated. There's things that can play out that also feel like maybe they happen quickly, whereas other things happen slowly. So there's multiple unlimited ways that this energy shows up, but it's very important right now that we use these kinds of practices because we have access to them, especially through our multidimensional abilities. And they're saying how powerful that is right now if you choose it, if you trust it. Accessing more of your multidimensional abilities shifts so many things in your life that you could even feel triggered. You could even feel like the earth is shaking below you, which would even be confirmation of how the energy is changing below you. Perhaps it is vital to experience an earthquake or a sinkhole or some kind of significant changeover in order to get you to the next energetic experience or to the next place. So that's part of how we are being guided to trust a process, but that's also how these big significant changes occur. And they're saying that this is a very powerful tool for karma, any soul contracts, anything that you are done and complete with, you take it to this form, this energetic space, and it sets you free, but it also, I'm seeing the energy can come back as showing you what needs to shift and change in order for the new energy to truly connect and land. So for example, if you're saying, okay, I'm done with this energy in my life, I'm done with this pattern, I'm done with certain cycles, then you put that energy into this quantum field miracle matrix energy, and it's like it comes back as something that you know you have to change and shift. And again, that could be in your immediate environment. That could be at work. That could be like you're feeling like, okay, I need to go do some body work right now. I need to make an appointment with an acupuncturist or a Reiki master, or I need to go do some type of physical energy work to move this. The universe could be giving you some kind of to-do list in order to ensure that the changes you're requesting are happening across all areas of your life that are connected to that previous experience, that previous karma. So when you're working with the quantum field, change is guaranteed. There are ripple effects. There are waves of energy that move out, and there's things that you are then responsible for shifting and changing in your experience. So keep that in mind, that this is an energetic exercise, but at the same time, there's things that you then have to do to embody that energy and to own it in your world and in your life. Okay, I just looked at the clock and I can't believe I've been talking for 31 minutes. It has felt like 3 minutes. So that's how I'm feeling the energies right now. There is some kind of timelessness at play here. There is something that we can further harness and work with. And by the way, if you have a long to-do list of things you need to get done in a day or in a week, you can ask for support in bending and stretching time, where you can ask for more support to move through your to-do list, to get a lot done or to move it off your plate, and ask for support in working with the time available to do so. So on that note, I need to go ground myself. There's more that I have to share with you, but I feel the energy coming in very fast and I need to ground myself. For those of you who have asked how I do so, there's ways that you can take care of your physical body to ground in, whether that is simply taking off shoes and socks and touching the earth, hugging a tree, or working with any type of earth element and the strength of its energy. It can also be beneficial to eat foods that are grown in the earth. So think of root vegetables or anything that is from a natural earthly source, such as trees, plants, vegetation, minerals. Also important to work with healthy proteins for grounding in. So there are many ways to practice grounding techniques, but these are some of the easiest and simple ones to do. So thank you so much for joining me here for this message. I'll be back soon with another message and wishing you some beautiful breakthroughs and understandings from this message to support you at your time on this planet.